You're making your way through heavy traffic. The burning hot machine beneath you just keeps getting hotter, but the only thing on your mind is how you're going to feel that wind on the open road in a minute. Sound familiar? Most people think sport bike lovers are adrenaline junkies. After all, there's that discomfort you feel in traffic, the back and wrist pain, and that scorching machine underneath you that won't stop heating up. What else could you possibly put up with this for, right? Wrong. It goes way deeper than that. And it's so deep that if you don't figure out why you should respect these machines by the end, you could really miss something important. But first, let's start with what your sport bike in the garage is trying to tell you. 1. Your brain didn't buy a bike. It bought a face. Why do you think you chose the sport bike you're riding? Most riders jump right to it. For horsepower, for torque, maybe just for the color. But you're missing something. Something beautiful, something aesthetic. Its eyes. Yes. Its eyes. I'm talking about its headlights. You might be thinking, what does that have to do with anything? But I know you've stood right in front of that bike, leaned down and looked straight into its eyes. How do I know? Because I did exactly that with my own 450 SS. There's a sneaky psychology behind this behavior, and if you don't pay close attention, you'll never know what your sport bike is actually saying about you. A study published in the journal Evolutionary Psychological Science in 2017 found that people process vehicle headlights and front faces in the brain's facial recognition center, and ones with sharp, angular designs, like sport bikes, were interpreted by the brain as symbols of dominance and power. For example, a cruiser's headlight tells your brain that it's calm and friendly. Now look at the sharp headlights of a sport bike. Can you see what that means? Your brain isn't just buying that sport bike as a vehicle. It's buying it as an identity, and all just by looking at its headlights. 2. The pain isn't a sacrifice. It's the reward. You probably see the sport bike's lack of comfort as a small sacrifice for going faster. People come up to you and say, why don't you switch to a cruiser? Or, why don't you get a naked bike? But you love speed. You love feeling that wind. That's why you put up with all of this. If you think that way, you're wrong. Just like most people, in 2013, something really crazy was discovered at the University of Pennsylvania. People get pleasure from experiences that are painful but not dangerous, like eating hot peppers, jumping into ice-cold water, or watching a horror movie. The brain detects pain, but no danger. That pain turns into pleasure. It makes you feel like you've accomplished something, like you're a powerful person. Think about yourself on a sport bike. Your back might hurt, but you're controlling that massive machine that produces all that power, feels the wind rushing past, and throws out those incredible sounds from its exhaust. You're literally enjoying it. This isn't something you have to endure anymore. It's part of your pleasure. But this machine has taken over your mind to make you buy it, and you're not even aware of it. How? We'll get to that. But first, hey, if this information is hitting home and you see yourself in it, smash the like and subscribe buttons. This is the only way we can reach more fellow riders. 3. You'll never use 200 horsepower, but you'll never give it up either. Do you own a 200 horsepower sport bike legend? That massive 1000cc engine, the roaring exhaust. We all love it, but really think about it. Where in your life do you actually need those 200 horsepower? If you're hitting the track, that's different, but I'm talking about traffic. You can't really use it because of road conditions. Your machine overheats in traffic. So why are you really buying this bike? There's something you're missing. And even though I'm telling you this right now, you're still missing it. The empathizing systemizing theory explains this. You know all those 0 to 100 times? The bike's horsepower, the power of that complex engine system, in numbers. 200 horsepower, 1,000 cubic centimeters, right? A cruiser owner doesn't obsess over these details like a sport bike rider does, because what they're looking for is different. But here's the really interesting part. When you own this machine with its terrifying power, it doesn't just become your property. A 1988 study in the Journal of Consumer Research confirms this. The part you're missing is this. When you own that leader bike, it becomes a part of your identity. It becomes an extension of you. I know I told you in the first point that you made this choice by looking at the headlights, but things are different with these open-class beasts. You feel this emotion at its strongest in the most powerful machines, in that leader-class monster that produces such insane power. That's why even just watching it sit in the garage becomes a huge pleasure. Personally, I pull up a chair and have a cup of coffee in front of that 1000. 4. That exhaust note wasn't designed for your ears. It was designed for your brain. That loud exhaust note. I swear it makes you want to buy a motorcycle, especially that 4-cylinder scream at high RPMs. That's the beauty of sport bikes right there. If you're a sport bike lover and you claim you don't love that 4-cylinder sound at high RPMs, you're probably lying. But behind that love for the exhaust sound, there's more than just simple pleasure. It's actually pretty deep psychology. And this time, it might surprise you even more. Think about it. What do you do when you get your motorcycle? I don't know your state's rules, but most riders want to swap out about that exhaust because we're all obsessed with that sound. The findings show that your motorcycle's exhaust sound isn't random at all. It was designed by engineers to create an emotional response in your brain. Take inline four engines, for example. They scream at high frequencies above 14,000 RPM. Your brain reads this as an alarm signal. The amygdala, your brain's fear center, becomes active. Adrenaline gets released just from the sound. Then think about V-twin engines, that thick, lion-like roar coming out of those twin cylinders. It gives off mechanical authority and dominance. It makes you feel powerful. V4 engines, on the other hand, are a mix of both authority and adrenaline. Think about your own motorcycle. 5. You didn't choose that bike. You love sport bikes, don't you? Personally, I can sit and watch them for hours. Those beautiful headlights, those aggressive fairings. It's an amazing thing, but you didn't choose it. What do you mean I didn't choose it? I did choose it. I can almost hear you say it, and actually the person who chose it isn't far from you at all. Think about the games you played or the shows you watched back when you were 10 years old. Personally, I used to love riding the sport bikes in GTA Vice City or those MotoGP races, maybe even console games. All of this matters. It even shapes your taste, but you never realized it. According to research on parasocial relationships, the athletes you watched, the main characters from the games you played, your idols. You may have never met them, but your brain already processed them as someone you know. Deep down, you watched the motorcycles they rode, the way they dragged their knees through corners. Maybe it was just some simple YouTube video you don't even remember. You might have forgotten it, but your brain recorded it. And right from that day, your 10-year-old self had already chosen the motorcycle you'd ride today. You just didn't know it. 6. You respect the bike. And that's exactly the problem. Remember how I said at the beginning of the video that you need to respect these machines, and that if you don't understand this well, you could really miss something important. You're probably telling yourself right now, I already respect my motorcycle. Is that right? That's exactly where the problem starts. What you tell yourself. A 200 horsepower machine is chaotic and uncontrollable to your brain. Your brain makes up an excuse to deal with this chaos. You tell yourself, I respect it, I'm careful, but does that actually make you slow down or change the way you react when the road opens up? Be honest. Think about it. When something bad happens to a friend on their motorcycle, do you become more careful or more daring? That's where your brain's game kicks in. According to the thesis of the TMT study, humans are the only living beings aware of their own fragility. Animals don't know this, and the human brain develops two distinct perspectives to deal with this knowledge. 1, I am a part of something. 2, I am skilled at something. Does that sound familiar? Respecting that sport bike and feeling that wind with your incredible skills is a talent. It's your identity. And this was actually observed in the part of the study done on drivers. When being a good driver became part of someone's self-confidence, their need to prove it only got stronger because they needed to strengthen that identity. You say, I respect my machine, but you're actually respecting yourself because it's part of your identity. And now, it's what makes you who you are.